and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Christina. Hi. In the past I have made videos about makeup, inspiration, confidence building, what have you. And since this is my YouTube channel, I have decided to just, I guess, YouTube my life. And with that being said, if you could tell by the title of this video, it is what nightmares are made of. No, I'm just kidding. But really quick, I do want to say that if I say anything that offends you, I do apologize. This is just my opinion, my views, and my life. And it may not be what you like, what you want to hear, but we are all different. So with that being said, I will proceed. So when one gets an IUD, and mind you, I had the copper one that was for 10 years. Yes, 10 years. You kind of see it as like an insurance policy. And let me continue on, excuse me, by saying that this was my only form of birth control with my boyfriend. And also let me say that we currently have a 5-month-old daughter. And I got the IUD put in 8 weeks postpartum. And I was just kind of like, let me just enjoy baby P. Let me get something non-hormonal, because I struggled with postpartum depression very severely. So the last thing I wanted at 8 weeks, which is still, you know, really early postpartum, I was just going through it. The last thing I wanted was more hormones. So I didn't want the pill. I didn't want a shot. I didn't want an IUD with hormones in it. I really just wanted to not do the hormone route. Therefore, I went with the copper IUD. And with that being said, the first month I got the IUD, I had cramps so severe, it sent me to the ER, just to find out that they were just cramps. And I'm going to circle back to this ER visit, so keep that little nugget in your brain. So after you get an IUD, you have an appointment, or I got an appointment to follow up 3 months after, just to make sure that everything was going all right, it wasn't moving, it was just essentially perfect. So yes, my first period after I got the IUD was insane. The cramps were insane. A few days after that ER visit, I got my period, and in that period, during my period, I was going through tampons within 30 minutes, the Super Plus, the biggest kind you could get, and I was going through them within 30 minutes. God forbid I sat down, bent over, literally did anything. And I was also using like the big pads that you could probably pee in your pants and it wouldn't leak. So I was using super big pads, super big tampons. Like, I was just trying to have as much control as I could with this crazy period. So I was just really worried. I'm like, is this going to be my life? Am I just going to have excruciating periods, excruciating cramps? Like, is this what it is? But no. So the next month, which was August, the month of my birthday, I suffered a few like little cramps. I took some ibuprofen, no big deal. I had some spotting here and there, but no like for sure period. And I'm just kind of like, okay, this is what it's going to be like moving forward. Cool. So in September, which is the month currently, on September 7th, I went and had my IUD checkup. I had it put in June 6th, so September 7th was my 3-month follow-up. And me and the doctor were just talking, and she was like, well, if you've had your period, if you had a normal period, like before baby, before the IUD, then you should continuously have that normal period after the fact. So we're just going to give you a pregnancy test. And at this point, I'm like, you're worrying me. And she's like, no, don't be worried. You know, it's just kind of something like standard. So I'm like, okay, cool. I go to the restroom, and as soon as I get back, honestly, probably a minute, me being in the office, the results came back positive. And I'm sitting there thinking this is a mistake. I have a 10-year insurance policy. Like, I have at that time, a 4-month at home, you know, and I'm struggling with working and sleeping and maintaining a healthy relationship. And did I mention sleeping or lack thereof? I can't do this all over again, you know? And this is still like freshly a few months after this whole postpartum depression is like, finally the dust is settling in this postpartum depression phase of, you know, my life. And so I'm very worrisome at this point. Honestly, that evening I couldn't find enough tears. Like, there's no more tears for me to find to cry, because I was so, honestly, I don't even know the emotion, but it was just in disbelief. Honestly, whenever I was pregnant with P, and I read this article about how this mom was, 4 or 5 weeks postpartum, and she was pregnant and she was having twins, I was just like, this is mortifying. Like, that is insane. And now that's my life. Granted, it's not twins, not that I know of. But anyways, following that appointment, my doctor told me to go to the ER so I could get the IUD removed, and make sure that the baby's okay, that the baby's in the right place. And essentially everywhere, every step I went, I was told I have a choice. And in my mind, I'm not gonna lie, the idea of not keeping the baby did cross my mind, mainly because of the reasons that I explained earlier. So I'm just distraught, disbelief, like just so many negative feelings, to be quite honest with you, are going through my mind. And I had a call out of work that evening, and I FaceTimed Brian as soon as I found out. He's the first person I told, and it was just a crazy whirlwind of emotions. Anyway, so I went to the ER. They did blood work on me, gave me an ultrasound, both over my tummy and inside of my vagina. And I was 5 weeks along. So this week I'm 6 weeks along. And even the doctor at that point was just kind of like, you have a choice, you know, but if you do choose to keep the baby, start taking prenatals. And me and my boyfriend had a discussion that evening, and he never ceases to surprise me with his heart of how a beautiful man he is. Because when I was kind of just venting and just freely speaking, I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, the thought of not keeping the baby did cross my mind. You know, didn't it cross yours? And he responded, not even once, without hesitation. And he's just an incredible man, and he continuously steps up to the plate, okay? He's incredible. Now our baby Penelope, like I said, is now 5 months old when I'm recording this. When I found out she was a little under 4 months old, no, she was 4 months old, about to be 5 months. But when I got pregnant, she was 3.5 months. So our babies are gonna be 13 months apart. And a big reason why I'm making this is because I kind of want to document this, and I wish I would have done it with P. P is my firstborn, Penelope, but I didn't. And the reason why I didn't was because a month before we got pregnant with P, I had a miscarriage. And so more than anything, I didn't want to document something and then her not stick around and kind of deal with that. But I know that this little nugget's gonna stick around, and I know P's gonna be an incredibly big sister. And I just kind of want to follow this, that if you are in my situation, you do have a choice. It is your body, and I say that with a heavy heart, mainly because I couldn't imagine going into a clinic, and even though at this point it would just be pills for me to take, I couldn't personally do that. But I'm no one to judge anybody on their decisions, whatever it may be, because those are not my consequences to face day to day, which I feel like if you decided not to keep a baby, the struggle of going through it is a difficult one, you know, and the struggle of keeping it is a difficult one, especially if it isn't planned, especially if you don't have a supportive partner, a supportive family. It's difficult. In any aspect, it's difficult. But I will be keeping this little nugget. I think in that moment, I was just overwhelmed with everything. And I think in that moment, I was just gravitating towards everything that was negative about having a baby. And I am so optimistic now. And there's some things that I'm just like, how are we going to survive? I personally think that the next 3 years are just going to be a big blur for me and Brian, and maybe even Penelope, but we're going to get through it because that's what we're going to do. And it is a little crazy getting this far in my life with 3 pregnancies in the past 2 years, in the past year and a half, something like that. It's insane to me. It's insane, mainly because for a while I thought I couldn't have kids, but now I'm realizing all my eggs stayed dormant until I met Brian. Now that I met Brian, all my eggs are like jumping at sperm, I guess, which is great. But it's incredible because I'm learning and adapting to this new identity as being a mommy. And it was very difficult for me in the beginning, hence I think the reason why I experienced postpartum depression as difficult as I did. But I am now realizing that being a mommy of 2 nuggets is what lies ahead for me, you know, and seeing my little babies flourish into incredible adults that are kind and strong and smart, because obviously that's what they're going to be. I'm just really excited to see what comes, what our future holds as a family. So I'm really excited. But yes, in the beginning I just was just like, this is something that nightmares are made of, and now I'm realizing this is what my dreams are. You know, I've always wanted a family and I've always wanted to be a mommy, and it's probably not ideal or something that I would have, I guess, planned out, but this is something that was planned for me and is being delivered to me, and I'm ready to step up and be the best mommy ever. So I'm really excited, and I'm really, really excited to meet this little nugget. But so far this week, these past just week essentially, I've been feeling super nauseous. I have been on a carb overload. I've been wanting pizza and ketchup on literally everything. I want pizza for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like all the time. Nausea, nuts. As soon as I wake up, I'm nauseous. But it doesn't keep me from eating. I vomited twice, only because I'm brushing my teeth. When I brush my teeth, I throw up, which was the same thing with Penelope. So we'll see if we're judging this pregnancy with the past pregnancy. That's one thing in common. Now my boobs haven't hurt or aren't sore, so that's also something that's different with Penelope. I knew I was pregnant with Penelope because my boobs were sore, and they're never sore, which is also why I found it so hard to believe that I was pregnant, because I'm like, I don't have any symptoms. But this week I did start feeling a little bloating. And when I sleep on my stomach, which is my preferred position of sleeping, I feel like a little kind of like bubble there. So I'm going to have to switch my position pretty soon. I have an appointment in 4 days on the 19th just to check, I guess, my hormone levels and make sure that they're good. And I mean, other than that, I would love to show y'all a belly video, but right now I just look fat. Since having P, I still have like 30 pounds on me that I haven't lost. A big reason for that is when I was pregnant with P, I didn't work out because I didn't want to lose her, which I feel like I was you know what, I don't regret that decision at all, because 30 pounds is 30 pounds, and she's healthy and strong now, and there's no doubt in my mind that I didn't do everything I could to keep her safe in my tummy. So no regrets. Even though I do have a little bit of weight on me now. So right now, if I was to show you belly picture, belly view, whatever, I'm just gonna be that. I feel like whenever it comes to thick girls, you can't ever really tell if they're pregnant till a good 6-7 months, even then, you know, until they're given birth, okay? Because that might just be what's going on over here. But yeah, so no boob soreness, nothing like pee so far, except throwing up when I brush my teeth. I'm trying to think. That's pretty much it. Exhaustion on another level. I mean, of course I'm going to be tired because P doesn't sleep through the night, and she wakes up at 7 almost every morning. So there's that, but now it's just kind of like exhaustion on another level. Like if you have been pregnant or have a kid, you know exactly the exhaustion that I'm talking about. It is insane. Like I could probably sleep all day. Matter of fact, yesterday I came home from work at, what was it, 6, and I slept from 6 to 8, and then my boyfriend came home. We went to sleep at 1, and I woke up at 11 this morning, and I didn't want to wake up. Like I still wanted to sleep, and that's a lot of sleep for me. Normally I don't sleep that much. I mean, obviously because I have a 5-month-old. So anyway, that is not what this video is about. So yes, I do want to document this journey just so I can reflect on it and reflect on Penelope, my family, and the growth of this new baby and the growth of my family. And if you'd like to follow me along, then subscribe, and I will see you soon. Also, if you have any questions on anything I said or want to know more of something about me, I feel like I'm a very open book. And I would love to answer any of the questions you may have. And if you don't have any, cool. Now, I do want to make a video about my postpartum depression, and it's kind of cute because I vlogged during it, and I just sat down and started kind of reflecting on it, and I'm so proud of myself and the growth that I have seen from that person to who I am. And it's kind of like when I see those vlogs, it's like an old friend that I just feel so bad for. You know, I just want to see her and just say, it's going to be okay, you're going to make it through. And anyway, I do want to make a postpartum video at some point and maybe insert some of these vlogs that I have, but they're just kind of a little bit of everywhere, so that would be a little difficult, I guess. But anyways, if you're in this position and you choose differently to not keep the baby, or if you're in a position where you just have, you know, you just found out you're pregnant and you aren't ready, just know that there is always going to be judgment on whether you keep it or on whether you don't. But just know that it is your decision, and you're the only one that has to face this decision every single day. So it doesn't matter what anybody else says or pressures you. You're either going to be living with the choice of not keeping the baby, or waking up every 2 hours when the baby's born and being responsible for life. So do not feel pressured either way. Just know that your decision is yours to make. And that is that. I want you to know that I love you and I care about you, and I will see you very, very soon. And thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.